Welcome to Creatorcon, The Art of the Jam, Episode 4. Today I'm going to go over my Alpha Flight Jam. I do have the penciled version, the inked version, and the color version. So I'm going to go through all of those together today. All right. So howdy, everybody. Happy Monday night. Getting ready for Monday Night Football, I'm sure. So I'm here to discuss my jams. I got my Alpha Flight Jam today. Pencils, inks, and colors. I really enjoy this hobby, so let's get right to it. All right, share my screen. Here we have my Alpha Flight Jam. These are the pencils. So as we go over them, we'll do clockwise like always. Starting with Shaman here. I had found a local artist, Kenny Calderon. He lives in Florida, I should say, but I found him at a show, Five Towns or Five Corners show in Brooklyn, or was it the city? I forget. Anyway, so Kenny Calderon did the Shaman. I have Marat Michaels, who did Guardian, Heather Hudson. I met him 2016 in Phoenix at the con, and that's when he did this for me. He also did another character on another jam. We have the great David Finch, who did Sasquatch. He did a little bit of a different take on Sasquatch from his typical look, but he looks really beastly. I love it. Really good. When David Finch pencils, it's like he's inking it too. Just his lines, his anatomy, his shading, pretty incredible. We have Tom Rainey, who did the Vindicator. I love him as his Vindicator name better, not his Guardian name. Vindicator just sounds cooler to me, and it's something you never see or hear anywhere. We have Snowbird, which is Mike Miller. He did a great job on her. Got Box from Livio Ramondelli. Livio was on my show, I think like the third week of the show. Creatorcon Q&A. He's awesome at drawing robots. I had to have him draw Box. Look at the lines that he did there. It's beautiful. Jonathan Stinsman did Talisman, which is Shaman's daughter. I decided to put her in there because she did become a prominent character after a while. He did a nice job with the effects on the hands. I like how he did the fur outline of her coat. It was really cool. We have Puck, of course, which was Scott Hanna. I mean, look at the hairy legs and the hairy arms. He's just short and stubby, and really like Puck. Great character. So Scott did a great job. I also saw him at the same show as Kenny, and he did the Puck for me. Marina, we have at Phoenix Comic-Con 2017, I'm sorry. So actually I got Marat the year before. So anyway, Marina was from Jeff Isherwood. Jeff had done Doctor Strange in the 80s and Submariner in the 80s and some other Marvel comics. So he did Marina. And we have North Star by Tyler Kirkham. I love Tyler Kirkham's art. Tyler lives in Utah. I actually mailed this out as a blank layout so I don't lose any money and lose art. And Tyler did the first character for me. He did North Star. And he did it in a very quick turnaround, and he brought it back, he sent it back to me. So phenomenal work there. And then Mark Morales did Aurora. Mark Morales, of course, is known to be an inker, one of the more proficient inkers in the industry, but he also pencils, and he did Aurora for me. So that rounds out the pencils here. I thought overall everybody did a fantastic job, and I love it. And then we got it inked. And the inks, hang on one second. I got to remove that. I don't know why it does this. It could be a lot smoother, but it doesn't let you. So there we go. We have the inked version. I had Mark Morales ink the entire piece. And again, starting on the left, Mark is the utmost consummate professional. He inks the signatures as well, as you can see. And it does them perfectly. So I love that. I love when the signatures are done if they can be. I understand if an inker can't or doesn't. But when they ink the signatures, it just makes the piece look so much nicer and more uniform. So we have Shaman here again. I mean, if you look, as I always talk about the light sources and everything, his arms are crossed, so obviously the shadow cast on his abdomen, and then the inner thighs because of the way his legs are. Just fantastic. The line weights are excellent. Look at the line weights here on the knee, as opposed to up on the thigh and the hamstring. The quad. He tightens up a lot of things. The hair looks fantastic. We've got Marat that he did again. The shading, the light sources that he does in the armpit area and here, and he does some cross hatching here on Sasquatch, and of course Sasquatch's head causes a shadow here. But look at that cross hatching; it's beautiful, and he maintains the anatomy. Again, with David Finch, it's probably easy because it's as if it's inked already. We have Tom Rainey again with Vindicator. And just the outlines of his anatomy on his costume look fantastic. And the shadow under his arm that would be cast, of course, is fantastic. And we have Snowbird, which really didn't require a lot of shading. It was just basically lines on her. And we have Box. And again, he does a nice job of making it look metallic, giving that metallic look to Box, especially on the face here. I really like that. As you can see, there's a light source going this way. Okay, and then of course you have your natural light sources and shadows based on anatomy, like the palm of the hand. Look at what he did for the coat here. He did a beautiful inking job on the coat. The folds in the coat, just making it look three-dimensional. Fantastic. Puck, of course, hairy as all hell. And a wonderful job on him. And, of course, shading back here for Sasquatch behind Puck. Marina, beautiful job. Her leg being down here. He put, as you can see, it's not all black. It's not totally dark. But it is to denote that there is some shadow there. It's not fully encased in shadow, but there's some shadow. And inkers use lines like that, of course, or cross-hatching, because there's degrees of shadow, as we know. North Star, again, the inking was used to help show the definition of his anatomy. And, of course, in this area here, there's shadow because there's, the light source of your body blocks that area. I love what he did with the hair. North Star has that white hair, but obviously there's shadow going on there, and it just adds texture to the piece. And then, of course, the one that he did, he inked. This was easier, of course, because she has mostly a dark suit, but the areas where he went light to denote, to show that there's light on the black suit in those areas. So overall, this is the inked piece, which I think is fantastic. And I'm sorry, but I gotta do this all again. So let's do this. And let's do this. All right. And now I'm going to show you the color piece. The color piece is by Chris Sotomayor, who was just recently on my show. Sotomayor, that's how you say it. So here's the colored piece. First of all, he gave it a darker background, but not very dark, like a navy blue, I guess, because I'm partially colorblind. But he put a nice light blue aura around each character to highlight them, and obviously so that they're not absorbed into the dark background, which I thought was fantastic. Sticking to the traditional colors, the green and yellow, the red and white. But I like how he made sure to show the glare in her visor. Sasquatch, it looks like a reddish brown to me. Hopefully I'm right. If I'm not, let me know. And again, coloring it, sticking to you look at it with the cross hatching and that was inked and the shadows, and maintaining the anatomy of it. But, obviously his colors are accentuating the inks, which accentuate the pencils. No one's drowning anyone out. It's just beautifully put together. He did a perfect job. The blonde hair on Snowbird, and she has a very pale white face and a white costume with, like, I guess it's a light blue or baby blue on here. He made sure that the inks of the signatures, they were in black. They're still there. He, again, with his colors, really gave a metallic look. I mean, if you look, you can see like a metallic shine and varnish and like kind of reflection there, which I think is awesome. Going up here, things like this here that, in the shadow of the arm, he puts that little shine that kind of helps you, get that perception of it being metallic. Even on the chest here, if you can see here, to show that it's metallic, it's beautiful. Nice flesh tones here on the character, and then her magical powers he accentuated with the color. I think it's yellow, and just the black curls in, like, to show the woolly kind of fabric of this on the end of her cape. Again, maintaining the three-dimensional folds of the cape. Puck, pretty straight up, flesh colors and maintaining the black costume, but I love it. Marina, green. But if you see, with his colors, he's obviously knowing and understanding the shadow. So the color is a little different. He goes with the texture of the lines to denote the shadow. If you look along the neck here, he did the same. And with the coloring, he understands that when there's just lines like that, it's a sense of shadow, but it's not deep shadow. It's not totally dark, as you would see back here. In Sasquatches, the black areas denote total darkness, no light. Here it shows that there's a shadow, but it's a light shadow. And then, of course, just the colors help accentuate the musculature of North Star and the physique and the anatomy, maintaining the line weights that are put on here before him, which a colorist has to do, and the dark shadow as opposed to the crosshatch, smaller, less shadowy areas. And then Aurora was probably a little more easier for him because it's pretty much dark and just showing, where the light is on the black uniform here. And then some flesh tone on the face. And that's it. This is the color version of it, the Alpha Flight. So I will try to show them all again. Let's see. There we go. There are the pencils. These are the pencils again, just to show you. And yeah, the inks didn't work out. Okay. And then we have the inks, again, from Mark Morales, just to show anybody who came in late. Fantastic job. Look at that. Mark Morales is a really great guy. I don't know if he's available for commissions. He's obviously, he does Avengers and like 12 other books, I'm sure. He was doing Justice League, etc. So I don't know if he has time for commissions, but you should definitely check him out. Oh, that works perfectly. All right. So we're better. And then again, there are your colors. So I have all three versions hung. They're framed and hung in succession to show the progress and the different stages of art. I love doing that. I really respect everything, even up to a letterer. I'm even going to do a jam piece someday that is going to require a writer and a letterer. It'll be interesting. You'll see. So and get every aspect of it done. And again, when I do get my coffee table art book hardcover, all three versions will be in there with credits to everyone, including when I got them done. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the jam. I want to let you know that for my show on December 6th, we are doing a jam piece with the local artists. I can't show it to you yet. It's being done. And it will be sold as a print at the show for $10. It will be the same format as this, just a bunch of characters, but it's going to be characters across the spectrum. We're going to have characters from DC, Marvel, anime, Image, IDW, Aspen, you name it, and there'll be characters on that jam piece. For $10, you can have it. And we will be auctioning off the original penciled jam piece at the end of the December 6th show. So Suffolk Comic and Art Expo will be December 6th here in Suffolk County, Long Island. And we will have the original jam piece that we did for the show will be auctioned off at the end of the show. Everyone who buys a ticket will be entered with a raffle. If you'd like more raffle entries. It's just $2 a raffle ticket if you want a better chance of getting the original. But we will be selling them as exclusive prints for the show throughout the show as well. All right, everybody. That's it. That was my jam piece for the day. We got the colors. We got the pencils. And we got the inks. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming out. I hope you all have a great one. As always, I'd like to leave you with be legendary and have fun storming the castle.